In this video, we'll see in a step-by-step manner how students can work on their homework assignments and submit their projects for evaluation in the YBite Algorithms and Olympiad track. Now, programming is something that we learn best by doing, which is why homework and self-practice is an absolutely vital part of your learning. Um, this process is hence very important. Now we have identified 6 steps. Basically, go to the class website, open the link to the homework collab notebook. Remember, homework is being presented to you as a collab notebook. Make a copy of this because you want these changes that you're making to be saved. So you make a copy. Once you make a copy, remember this becomes your private notebook, assuming you're logged into your Google account. Now we'll show you an example later on. Work on the problems. Now the problems have been structured in a way that there's a basic component and then there is a room for exploration and bonus. Just like all YBite projects, so we give you a lot of room to explore. In fact, we encourage you to try different ideas. So the same principle applies here. Once you do this, update the sharing permissions, kind of like we click this orange share button in our Scratch projects. In this case, we'll change it to anyone with a link to become a viewer and then go and submit through the website. So these are the 6 steps. Now, this may look a little bit overwhelming in the beginning, but this is in fact very, very, very similar to what we have been doing all this while. This process is really an adaptation of the process that we have been following, which every student is in fact very familiar with. Let's see this once again, kind of illustrated from the website. So like I said, go to the class website, go to the course page, scroll down to the project area. For every project, there's a homework. So for example, here, there is a link to a collab worksheet. So I'm going to just right click and let's say open this in a new tab. So once this sheet loads, remember you can already work on this. However, your changes right now will not be saved. So we don't want that. We want our changes to be saved here. So I'm just going to close this. In fact, I'm going to make a copy of this. I'm going to copy this to the drive. Notice I am logged into my Google account. You could see that V over here that tells me that I'm logged into my Google account, which means that this copy gets created and I can check from my drive that this copy has been, let's say created in my drive. So if I look at, let's say, collab notebooks, if I click on this, you notice just about a moment back, this has been created. So now this notebook is in my drive. I can modify it the way I want to, which is basically the process of, let's say, doing the homework. Now, let me just run you through very quickly through, let's say, the broad structure of this homework sheet. Starts with the code of honor, which is a declaration by the student that this is, his or her own work. The student has thought about and written every line of code themselves and made a sincere effort to understand the working of the code. This is very important. Thereafter, the homework is structured on similar lines like earlier. So there is a basic component and then there is bonus exploration. Remember, bonus always comes after basic. So we always tell students to first work on the basic ideas and then there is no limit to exploration. The marking criteria is also set in a similar way. The process that I've been talking of is kind of highlighted here, for you. And thereafter are the questions. So the questions are basically programming problems. Sometimes, let's say, a little bit more descriptive questions. You can again write here because remember, this is a notebook. It allows you to enter inputs the way you want to. Thereafter, there is, let's say, exploration section. So these are problem lists. Like I said, you are highly, highly encouraged to solve more problems. The more problems you solve, the more confident you will be, the better you will become. There's also some topics that you can explore, which we have listed for you. All of this goes in the bonus category. Highly encouraged, but remember, bonus always after basic. Now, once you are done with the homework, remember this notebook is in your drive, which means that in order for it to be visible to other people, you must update the sharing permissions. As an analogy, this is in fact very, very similar to the orange share button in Scratch. When we click that orange share button, everybody can view the project even though they cannot modify it. So exactly same way, I'm going to click on this share over here. It'll open a dialog box for me. I'm going to change this general access permission to anyone with the link and I'm going to make everybody a viewer. Now, what this does is that anybody who has this link, it could be other students, it could be teachers, in fact, anybody who has this link can now view your notebook, can even play with it, but they cannot make changes to the notebook, exactly like Scratch. And this is perfect because that's exactly what we want. Now, having done this, we would want you to copy the link from here. So just click on copy link. It says link copied and you can say done. Now, as far as the work on the notebook is concerned, in fact, you are done. But remember, you must submit this from the website because this must come to us for evaluation. Now the way we do that is again very similar to what we have been doing earlier. Get to the website, click on this thing called submit projects. This form again is really very similar structured as earlier. So I just choose, for example, my batch. In this case I choose my name, so I just put my name here. So student chooses their name. Pick, let's say, the project you're submitting. So in this case, let's say fun with numbers. Again, I've put the, let's say, the screen over here to remind you that what you need to do is to change the permission so that anyone with the link is a viewer. And you also need to copy the link from here. Since we have already done that, all I need to do is to put this link over here and submit, and we are done. You realize that the process has been very interesting. You realize that the process is really not new. This is something we have been doing. We have just adapted it to our present needs. Like I said, homework and practice problems are absolutely essential for you to make progress. Hence, do them well, explore, enjoy, and have fun. As always, forever enjoy coding. Take care. Bye bye.